Week 11 of the fantasy basketball season, and here's a few guards I looked at this week. The first guy is Dante DiVincenzo with the New York Knicks. DiVincenzo, he's been moved into the starting lineup, and after the OG Anunoby trade and RJ Barrett, now DiVincenzo getting more minutes, and he's making the most of it. So on the season, 10.6 points a game, 2.9 rebounds, 1.8 assists, 1.1 steals, 2.5 threes a game, and 46% from the field. So DiVincenzo's going out there this season. We know he's always been a three-point specialist, and now he's getting more of an opportunity after signing a nice contract in the offseason, where the last 2 weeks he's definitely put the numbers up: 15.6 points a game, 3.4 rebounds, 1.9 assists, 1.9 steals, 3.3 threes a game, 53% from the field. So right now, 30 minutes a game, he's getting playing time as DiVincenzo. We know, just like any three-point shooter, he's been a street shooter throughout his career, but the Knicks obviously are giving him an opportunity. And right now for fantasy owners, if they need points and three-point shooting, he'll help them in that category. And he'll get about 3-4 rebounds per game as well. So the last few games here for DiVincenzo: December 27th at the Thunder, 17 points, 2 rebounds, 5 threes, 60% from the field. December 29th, just a bad game overall for this Knicks team: 2 points, a rebound, 2 assists, 3 steals, a block, 14% from the field. Then December 30th, the breakout game: 38 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 steals, a block, 7 threes. In that one, 71% from the field. And then January 1st versus the Timberwolves: 15 points, 4 boards, 2 assists, a steal, a block, 2 threes, and 45% from the field. So with RJ Barrett and Emmanuel quickly out of town in that trade to Toronto, I think DiVincenzo is going to step up, get more playing time, like I mentioned, and he's one of their better shooters on the team. Available right now, 66% of fantasy leagues. Next guard's Keyonte George of the Utah Jazz. So Keyonte George, surprisingly, he's still out there for 50% of fantasy leagues. So George, he's been going out there and putting up points, and he's another guy getting anywhere from 25-30 minutes a game. So on the season for George, in his rookie season, 11.1 points a game, 3 rebounds, 4.8 assists, 1.8 threes a game, and 36% from the field. So obviously he's going to hurt your field goal percentage, but he could get you 10, 4, and 4 for the most part. Is George. He's a decent three-point shooter. In the last couple weeks, the three-point shooting has gone up: 12.3 points a game, 3 rebounds, 3.5 assists a game, 2.5 threes a game, and 38% from the field. So George is going out there, he's putting up points, and like I said, he's getting about 30 minutes a game. So the last few games for George: December 28th at the Pelicans, 4 points, 3 boards, 5 assists, a 3, 14% from the field. December 30th versus the Heat, 21 points, 6 boards, 2 assists, 5 threes in that one, 60% from the field. And January 1st versus the Mavs, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 threes, and 37% from the field. So right now, just like DiVincenzo, three-point shooting, he'll help fantasy owners, and he'll get anywhere from 11, 15 points per game. He's available right now as well in 66% of fantasy leagues. The next guard's Malik Beasley of the Milwaukee Bucks. And Malik Beasley last season, he bounced around a little bit with the T-Wolves and the Los Angeles Lakers, which didn't use him at all in the second half for the most part, or in the playoffs, where they definitely could use that three-point shooting, was this Laker team in the playoffs, which did him in some of those games versus Denver. But anyway, Milwaukee picked him up as a free agent in the offseason, and he's paying off as one of the better signings as a bench guy this season. 11.8 points a game, 4.3 rebounds, 1.4 assists, 3 threes a game, and 48% from the field. So he's a perfect guy to fit this Milwaukee team. Come off the bench, hit some big threes, and when you're on the court with a Giannis, Middleton at times, and Brook Lopez, defenses are going to leave you open for the most part in the corner, and he's been a good spot-up three shooter, and we've seen throughout his career him with some blow-up games. So right now, he's available. Is Beasley, surprisingly, in 57% of leagues. And the last few games here for him: December 27th at the Nets, 17 points, a rebound, an assist, a steal, 5 3, 66% from the field. December 29th at the Cavs, 15 points, 5 boards, 5 threes. In that one, 55% from the field. And January 1st versus the Pacers, 12 points, 4 boards, 4 threes, 50% from the field. So right now, he's shooting great. Is Malik Beasley, the basketball, with over 50% from the field over the last 4 out of 5 games. And we know he's a 3-ball sniper. With in the last 3 games, he's got 14 threes. So if you need 3-point shooting and a guy who's been efficient, he's definitely someone to get out there. The next guard's Gary Trent of the Toronto Raptors. So Gary Trent, I know his playing time could take a little bit of a hit with Emmanuel quickly and Barrett traded over there over the weekend, and now he's back to the bench, is Gary Trent, where they tried to balance this offense out a little bit now, where they had pretty much a logjam of forwards for the most part, was Toronto. So on the season here for Trent, we know he's a scorer off the bench throughout his career and a good three-point shooter as well. 11.5 points a game, 2.4 rebounds, 1.7 assists, 2.2 threes a game. And obviously field goal percentage has always been a problem, only 39%. And over the last couple weeks, though, he's bumped his numbers up, 13.7 a game, 2.9 boards, 2.3 assists, 1.4 steals a game, 3 threes, and 42% from the field. So his steals have gone up. We know he's a three-point shooter, but he's still a guy that could erupt at any time, is Gary Trent. And we've seen it throughout his career, going back to his Portland Trailblazer days, that he's always a guy that it don't matter. He could come off the bench and score 20 pretty easily. So the last few games here for Trent, the numbers have dropped off a little bit. But like I said, he's going to have those pop games as well. December 29th in Boston, 6 points, 4 boards, an assist, 2 steals, a 3, 20% from the field. December 30th, the monster game at the Pistons, 24 points, a rebound, 4 assists, 4 steals, a block, 6 threes, 50% from the field. And January 1st versus Cleveland, 9 points, 6 boards, 2 assists, a steal, a 3, 30% from the field. So like I said, the field goal percentage is definitely going to be a problem for Gary Trent. But if you could sacrifice that and get three-point shooting, a guy who's stealing the basketball, and like I said, a guy could score 20 any night, even coming off the bench, still going to play anywhere from 25, 30 minutes a game. Gary Trent's definitely an ad off the wire, and he's available in 61% of fantasy leagues. And the fifth and final guard I looked at off the wire this week, here's Luke Kennard of the Memphis Grizzlies. So Luke Kennard, he just came back off the injury list after he missed pretty much most of the season since mid-November. So Kennard, in the small sample size this year, 9.2 points a game, 2.9 boards, 2 assists, 2.4 threes, and 40% from the field. So right now, Luke Kennard, like I mentioned, he just came back. We've seen it through his Clipper days that he's a big-time three-point shooter and a guy who could score as well anywhere on the floor. So in his return December 31st versus Sacramento, 17 points, 3 boards, 2 assists, 5 threes in that one. It's 66% from the field. So another guy, if you need three-point shooting, a decent rebounder, and pretty efficient scorer throughout his career. And even field goal percentage-wise, he's been 45, 50% the last couple of years. Kennard is an ad this week. If you want to add Kennard, he's available in 98% of fantasy leagues. That's a few guards I looked at off the wire for week 11 of the fantasy basketball season.